Unbreakable people of the bravest country. Usually I address Ukrainians at this time and in the same way every night, when I summarize the events of the passing day. Every night from the first day of this full-scale war of Russia against our state of Ukraine. Every night I report to the public on what has been done to protect the state, on what the armed forces of Ukraine managed to achieve, on how we help our people, and on what international negotiations took place. For example, today one of the notable news was the news of my conversation with you, Boris. Every time such negotiations take place, it is important for my country, for Ukraine. And no less important, I'm sure, for Britain, because it is about steadfastness, courage and about the leadership that we demonstrate together, the Ukrainian and British nations, in defense of freedom, our common freedom. Russian troops today, as every day during this war, have continued to bomb our cities and our people. For example, my traditional morning meeting with the military, with the leadership of the army, with government officials and diplomats, was accompanied by the sound of an air raid siren. This is our reality. Missile strikes every day. The day before yesterday, on the day when you, Boris, addressed our parliament, the Russian army launched 15 missile strikes at Ukraine. And this can be called a certain Russian compliment to your brilliant speech and our fruitful interstate cooperation. Because yesterday there were only 7 such strikes. Obviously Russia is annoyed by our proximity, Ukraine and Britain. So this means that we are really strong in defending freedom in Europe. In general, during this war, the Russian army has used 2014 missiles against Ukraine already. 2682 appearances of Russian fighter jets in our skies have been recorded. Each of these arrivals is the death of our people, the destruction of our infrastructure. If we take only the medical infrastructure, to date, Russian troops have destroyed or damaged almost 400 health facilities. These are hospitals, maternity hospitals, outpatient clinics. In the temporarily occupied areas of Ukraine in the east and south, the situation with access to medical services and medicines is just catastrophic. Even the simplest medications are missing. Russia has brought to Ukraine and Europe such problems that we could not have imagined a few months ago. This is in fact a complete lack of treatment for cancer patients. This is an extremely difficult or impossible access to insulin for diabetics. It's the inability to perform surgery. It's just a lack of antibiotics. These are the consequences of the Russian occupation for a part of our land, for a part of our people, which we must liberate from the invaders. And we will definitely do it, in particular, due to your support. Today the rescue operation from Mariupol was continued. With the assistance of the United Nations and the International Committee of the Red Cross. People are on their way to safe territory. More than 150 people from Azovstal and more than 300 people from Mariupol and its suburbs, who were evacuated by the humanitarian corridor this week, are already receiving all the help they need. Medical, document renewal, financial assistance, communication with relatives, friends and families. Currently, Russian shelling and assault of Azovstal do not stop, but civilians still need to be taken out, women, children. Many children who are still there. Just imagine this hell, and there are children. More than 2 months of constant shelling, bombing, constant death nearby. We expect an effective regime of silence. We are doing everything to find a solution to save our military. Heroes who defend Mariupol against the occupiers prevailing in the number of troops. There are different units there, they have many wounded, but they do not give up. They are holding positions. We do not give up either. Every day, the whole team is looking for an option that will ensure the safety of these people. And I am grateful to everyone who helps, to all those who offered mediation and are making efforts to save Ukrainians. Today I addressed the participants of the high-level donors conference held in Warsaw. It is also an element of our protection, an element of protection for the whole of Europe. Because it is not only on the battlefield that the fate of our state and the future of the continent is being decided now, but also in the economic field, in the field of readiness of world leaders to unite to rebuild Ukraine after this war and give stability and security to the center and east of Europe. We have the result. It has been announced that $6.5 billion has been raised at this conference, and this is good. But this is only part of what is really needed to restore normal life throughout the territory where Russia has brought the war. That is why we need a modern analog of the Marshall Plan for Ukraine. Stronger participation of the free world and international institutions is needed. I spoke about this today at the conference. However, we call for the cooperation and support of each and everyone for whom freedom matters. That is why UNITED 24 was launched today, a global initiative that will unite people from all over the world around the desire to help Ukraine. And I invite you to join this initiative. The initial component is a platform of the same name to raise funds to support our struggle. UNITED 24. Its main goal is to increase donations to Ukraine. Just a few clicks and everyone can join the direction that they find most useful right now and for themselves. Because Ukraine needs up to $7 billion a month to cover the state budget deficit. In total, it has been calculated that already more than $600 billion is needed to rebuild what the Russian army destroyed. Just imagine this scale. That is why every manifestation of support, every sincere help to Ukraine is important. In particular, yours today. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, if everyone in the world, or at least the vast majority, were steadfast and courageous leaders as Ukraine, as Britain, I'm sure we would have already ended this war and restored peace throughout our liberated territory for all our people. But we still have to fight. Fight. As you, Boris, said, addressing our Verkhovna Rada the day before yesterday, we are still writing one of the most victorious chapters in our history. And now we can assess the significance of this chapter, in particular, by the following fact. 11,672 of our defenders have already been awarded state awards for courage and effective defense of Ukraine. In a little over 10 weeks. 11,672 people. And a few minutes before this address, I signed a decree awarding another 286 servicemen of the armed forces of Ukraine. It is on the shoulders of these brave warriors and their brothers in arms that Ukraine and, to be honest, the whole of Europe are now standing. And I thank you for your really effective support of this struggle. Bravery is rightly believed the first of human qualities, as it guarantees all others. Thank you, Britain. Thank you, Boris. Thank you all. Glory to Ukraine.